Okay, now that we've got the wheel mounted, this is the best time to put on the belt. Because putting on the belt later, other things get in the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide on one of these whirls. Just pick out one of your whirls. Large or small, doesn't matter. And you'll notice it has two holes in the back. These two holes are aligned with these two pins on this device right here. You see that okay? So we slide down the shaft and aim those little pins in there and stick them right in those holes, like that. Now that mounts your whirl to the shaft. Now we simply take the elastic band, which is your drive band, slip it over the top, slip it around here, like that. There we go. Now that we got that out of the way. Now, the next step will be to mount the crank. The crank assembly comes like this, already assembled for you with the bearings on it and everything. Now you'll notice that there's a center pin and an outside pin. This pin is in the center, and this is on the outside edge. That aligns with the hole in the center and the hole on the outside edge. So, you stick the pins in their respective holes, slide them on, and then the whole thing is held on with one single flathead screw. Goes in the center, like so. Kind of tough to get to, but it's in there. You can do it. Let me try it this way. Like so. The screwdriver can pass through this hole in the center. And just turn it in like this. There you go. The cranks are installed. Now you'll notice that the left side and the right side, and when you're working with this thing, it's a good idea to keep them on the right sides. You can see we've got them wrong here. So we're going to take this over like so. So we've got the left on the left and the right on the right. This is very important in the next step when we put the pedals on. So we'll move right smartly onto the pedals. The pins on the hinges are being shipped right on the hinge itself. And if you can't get it out, if it's stuck in there, we supplied a small bent nail, which we call a drift pin. You just take this thing and put it on the inside and tap it. It comes out just like that. And we can do the same thing on this side to get it loose. It doesn't take a big sledgehammer, just a little tap like that. Knock it out. Like so. Now, this is the pedal. There's a left pedal and a right pedal. They're not the same, so you got to be careful that you get the left rod on the left pedal. And the way that's installed is like so. This hinge pin just goes right in. The hinge goes along like that. And this hinge pin goes in like that. Boom. Same thing on the right side. You've got a label on this one, right side. Put this on here like so. Slide the pin through the hinge. Like so. Boom. Now it doesn't go all the way in by hand because there's an area that gets tight at the end, so you just merely take your little drift pin, tap it in, make it tight. Do that on both sides. Okay. Now, I'm going to come in really close on this. I want to show you what this is all about right here. Each one of these shafts has a small bushing in the center and two spacers. A large spacer here and a small spacer on the outside. Big bushing inside. Same way on both sides. Big bushing, small spacer. These are spacers and a bushing. The bushing is the thing that actually goes in the hole on the rod. This is all held in place. This is all held in place with a clevis pin. When you pull this clevis pin out, these things just slide off, like so. And then the clevis pin slides back in that hole right there. That holds the whole thing together. So what we're going to do, let's turn on this side over here. We're going to pull out the clevis pin, and we're going to take off this spacer. Now we're going to lower this down, and we're going to get it through that hole. So there is a spot on here where this will just fit in there. You have to kind of experiment a little bit. Like that. There you go. So it fits in there. Once you get that started, then you lower it like that. Pops in. You probably can't see what I'm doing now. Put the spacer on the outside. And you slide the clevis pin in the hole to hold the whole thing together. Like that. Now we do the same thing on this side. We're going to pull out the clevis pin, take off the spacer, find the spot where this hooks into there. Like that. Turn that around so it pops in like so. Now we replace the spacer with the clevis pin. On this side. Like that. Here we go. Now, we've got the pedals hooked up. We're almost home. This is almost finished. Well, let's finish the work on the head up here where we're actually going to do the spinning. You slide on one of your bobbins. The bobbin has a brake groove on one side and it's smooth on the other side. Well, the brake groove goes towards the back. You slide that on there. Then you slide on the flyer. Flyer slides on until you hear it click and the magnet draws it in. You notice there's a slot in the end of this. The slot lines up with a pin going through this shaft, and that's what locks the whole thing together. Let me put it on there again, and boom, pops on. You can feel it click and it gets on right. Okay, that part's assembled. This spins freely. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to hook up your Scotch brake. This is the Scotch brake as it comes in your box. Got an adjustment peg and a spring holding peg, so to speak. And the way you do this is you take this like this, lay this string in the groove, just like that. Whoops. Then you got right on the groove. Now you take this one, put it on that side. Take this one, put it on this side. Take this through the little hook and slip it into here. Boom. Do the same thing on this side. There's a catch over here. A hook over here. Over on this side, check this out. Comes right through here. This is open in the back, so you can just slide the string right in. Take up some of the slack and just poke it in that hole. Boom. And this becomes your adjustment. Tight, loose, which puts the brake onto this. Now this is interchangeable. If you decide you want your knob in your left hand instead of your right, you just do it the opposite. Put the plug over here and the knob over there. It'll work either direction. It doesn't matter. Now we've got to get into the... Yeah, it's right here. I almost forgot this little device right here. This is your orifice hook for pulling the string through this orifice right here. What we call it, a threading hook. This goes into this hole right here to become your maiden. Okay, now let's go to the lazy gate. The lazy gate is quite simple. We have these dowel pins, and they're marked on the ends on that stick in there because this is a little smaller than this to go into the hole better. You just slide these in like this, right into there, into the holes. So, and you take your bobbins, put the brake groove inside. Alright, this is the brake, scratch brake for the lazy gate. It comes assembled with just a spring on the end of a string with an adjustment knob. Down here we have a little hook. The hook is open in the back, so you can hook the spring on there. And you can pass the string over this groove, around the other side. You virtually zigzag it through. Around like this. Once you get it zigzag through, you stick it in the hole. And it becomes your tensioning loop. Tighten, loosen, tighten, loosen. And the purpose of the brake is to keep these things from spinning wildly while you're doing your plying. And that pretty much does it. You could pick the machine up right here. It's balanced right here on this spot. And this becomes your handle to pick it up and carry it around.